Good morning. I'm Michelle Rowe. Clinton is on vacation. We brought you this as breaking news online over the weekend. President Biden announcing he will no longer seek re-election and instead will support Vice President Kamala Harris for the top spot on the Democratic presidential ticket. Now, as Karen Cafe reports, questions and strategies on how to move forward are swirling for both parties.
Joe Biden's legacy of accomplishment over the past 3 years is unmatched in modern history.
Vice President Kamala Harris speaking publicly for the first time Monday since President Joe Biden announced he would not seek re-election and endorsed her as the next Democratic presidential candidate.
Our President Joe Biden fights for the American people, and we are deeply, deeply grateful for his service to our nation.
Dozens of Hill Democrats and other prominent members of the party have come out in support of Harris, but some key party leaders have not weighed in yet. Independent Senator Joe Manchin says he's hoping to see additional candidates join the race.
I really believe strongly, along with I think that former President Obama and Speaker Nancy Pelosi both think there should be a process.
Another important question, who will Harris tap to be her running mate should she secure the nomination? One supporter was out front Monday sounding like he's ready for the job.
The vice president is smart and strong, which will make her a good president.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear threw his full support behind Harris while bashing former President Trump's VP pick, J.D. Vance.
J.D. Vance ain't from here. No, the nerve that he has to call the people of Kentucky, of Eastern Kentucky, lazy.
Trump has come out swinging on Truth Social, his campaign having anticipated this possibility for weeks. Sources tell CNN that Trump's team is working on more targeted ads attacking Harris's record and tying her to Biden's border policies.
So what does this all mean for agriculture? I spoke with Farm Journal Washington analyst Jim Wiesmeyer. He says voters, including those in rural America, have already seen a preview of a potential Harris administration through her roles in the Biden administration, the Senate, and as California's Attorney General.
So we have more questions still. Who will be the Democratic choice, and who's going to be their vice presidential selection? Nothing's a given in this town, but I don't think she has to get all of them. But CNN had a report this morning that she's well on her way. They counted at least 500 so far. So the momentum is clearly with Kamala Harris. I think what the Democrats will do going into their convention in Chicago that begins August the 19th, they want to have at least a semblance of an open election here.
He says Harris has been a prominent advocate for abortion, voting rights, and has led efforts to address the root cause of migration. On trade, she opposed the Trans-Pacific Partnership and voted against the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement while President Trump was in office.
The ag implications are big depending who wins, because you can go down the key list of issues. Energy. If it's a Democrat, you'll probably maintain the anti-crude oil, pro-electric vehicle, pro-biofuels aspects of the Democratic platform, where you've got drill, baby, drill on the part of Trump, a little uncertainty regarding biofuels. I think, personally, I think he'll take his cue from farm state senators on the biofuel tax incentives. Trade policy, both parties regretfully have turned trade protectionist. As far as foreign policy, there's a big difference between now a Democrat administration, especially Biden-Harris administration's viewpoint on foreign policy, which tends to favor the small to medium-sized producer, as opposed to a Trump administration that would push production agriculture, and that usually means larger scale operations.
Wiesmeyer tells me the bottom line is the election is wide open again. And while many analysts are predicting a Trump victory, he says there's a long way to go between now and Election Day on November 5th.